Hello and welcome. In this session, we'll be walking you through the high-level benefits of a very powerful multi-subsidiary version of NetSuite called OneWorld. During the session, I'll be playing the role of a few different individuals within a global organization called Nelson Holdings. The first role I'm going to assume is going to be of a CEO of the company Nelson. So as we're looking here, we can see I'm on a CEO dashboard within a global organization, and I'm able to review metrics across the entire enterprise. I've got my key performance indicators that are tracking not just financial information, but potentially other information such as CRM, e-commerce, sales information as well. I've got a financial report workbench where I can access key reports of information across the entire company globally. But the main focus here is the fact that this is now a consolidated view of all information across all of the subsidiaries that I'm helping to manage as a CEO. Now, if I look at the sales metric, for example, one of my KPIs, I can drill into a key report, which is sales by customer summary. And now I can manipulate the report to look at it by different time frames, for example, by this fiscal year, and also be able to look at it across different dimensions. The dimensions in NetSuite comprise of things like class, department, location, but as well, the OneWorld version of NetSuite includes the ability to slice and dice information by subsidiary. So if I choose that and refresh, now I'll get a view of sales across the entire global enterprise, broken out by my subsidiary hierarchy of Americas, APAC, EMEA, and then all the companies within those different subsidiary roll-ups. Note that I'm looking at this in U.S. dollars because that's going to be the base currency where I'm residing in the U.S. global office of Nelson Holdings. So within here, I've also got the ability to not just break out and look at the information by subsidiary, but can also look at things within different contexts. So if I want to look at things within the EMEA context, I can go ahead and change this to look at a consolidated view of EMEA, and now view just those subsidiaries that fall within that roll-up subsidiary. And now EMEA, their base currency is British pounds. So I'm looking at the information strictly in British pounds. Now, aside from the fact that it's in British pounds, in my view, as I drill into information such as Germany, if I want to drill into a particular invoice in this example, or a revenue, and view an invoice, I'll see quickly that at the transaction level, first off, I'm only a couple of clicks away from being able to drill from my dashboard down to a transaction, which is valuable. And then while I'm on the transaction, even though I'm viewing things in British pounds within the consolidated view for EMEA, I see that this transaction actually was incurred in euros. It's out of Germany. All the information, all the items that are on the transaction are all in euros. And we also see that NetSuite supports specific tax requirements and tax calculations, not just for U.S. organizations, but for non-U.S. organizations, as we see here. As we go back, we can drill. We can take a look at, again, the consolidated sales again. Now let's take a look at this now by Germany. Now, reviewing this in a German context, now I'm seeing only those transactions, those sales that have incurred through the German subsidiary. And now I'm viewing them in the context of Germany, which has a base currency of euro, as we noticed on that transaction. So what we've seen in this role is we've shown the ability to provide a real-time, consolidated view of all the key operational metrics across all subsidiaries. We showed how a sales report can be sliced and diced, by a subsidiary as well as other dimensions, such as class, department, location, and time. And also view in the foreign currency, the foreign base currency of the subsidiary that we're viewing. And then lastly, we demonstrate the ease of drilling down into a transaction, and such as an invoice, and viewing those transactions in the base currency that they were incurred. So the next role we want to go into is we want to take a look at a controller role, but within one particular subsidiary, being Germany. So now we're viewing a German-specific dashboard. So all the key performance indicators are now in euro, as we would expect, because that's my base currency. So NetSuite is a multi-currency product, as we've mentioned, and it's also multi-language. So if I'm operating in Germany, I may only speak German, so I can go ahead and set my preferences as a user to serve up the application in German for me. So now everything in the application has been translated to German, including snapshots of reports, key performance indicators, calendar information and such. So again, multi-currency as well as multi-language. Let me change back to our English version. And we'll quickly take a look at one of the metrics that's in my key performance indicators portlet. So I have sales, income, expenses. I'm going to drill into income, and this will get me into an income statement, but unique to Germany only. So if I try to look at things within a context of another organization, it's only going to let me do it through Germany and through EMEA and then through the top level. If I try to view things across different subsidiaries and refresh this, it's only going to show me Germany. So there's controls in place to allow me to only see the information that I'm viewing. But if I do want to look at things, and maybe I'm speaking with the CFO at the EMEA level, I can go ahead and refresh and take a look at information now in the British pound currency conversion. So I'm now talking apples to apples with the same information that the EMEA CFO is looking at. So very powerful to be able to just on the fly change the values that you're viewing of the financials based on the subsidiary context that you're viewing. Lastly, we're going to go into a third role, which is going to be the CFO role. And similar to the CEO role, this is a global view of all of the activities within the organization. But in this role, I'm really focusing a lot more on the financial aspect of the company, my global organization, and not just the operational information. So I still have the ability to drill into sales, and I've got income statements and expenses that I can drill into. I've also got financial ratios that are global, that are consolidated up through all of the subsidiaries within the organization. So if I now look at the income statement within this role, and I view now by this fiscal year. So we did this for a sales report, but now I can take a look at the slice and dice this by subsidiary again, and take a look at an income statement across all of my companies, all of my subsidiaries within the global organization. Typical challenge of the CFO role is to have that consolidation effort. So what we saw in a matter of seconds usually takes folks a very cumbersome amount of time and the use of spreadsheets to be able to create these consolidations, and it's rarely in a real-time basis. In NetSuite, this is served up in real time, so at any given time I can be viewing information, my financial statements, my income statements, balance sheets, cash flow statements in in a global manner. Again, if I change my subsidiary context here on the income statement to be for only EMEA, we'll see the same effect that we did with the sales area, and viewing this in British pounds, and then viewing the income statement of only Germany in their base currency, again, of euro. So the power of this, the ability to consolidate in this manner is really driven by a consolidated exchange rate table that NetSuite can automatically update based on current rates. So you've got a current, your average rate, and your historical rates. And the usage of these is determined by your the GL account that's being used on your financial statements. So with that in mind, whether you're running a balance sheet, income statement, or cash flow statement, the correct consolidation exchange rate will be used for those different accounts. So in summary, NetSuite OneWorld provides real-time global business management, gives visibility to all aspects of the company and in a local currency and language appropriate for each user, gives you the ability to manage leads, sales forecasting, inventory, e-commerce, and other operational areas of the company all across multiple companies and all in real time. Got the ability to drill down to transaction level details very simply, and provides consolidation at the financial level, viewing both global, regional, and local information. And finally, all the multi-subsidiary functionality resides in a single instance of NetSuite called OneWorld. So this concludes our demonstration of the values of NetSuite OneWorld. Thank you.